Pro members, this is Annual from Hookah Pro. I'm going to show you actually today's review is Tangiers Ubermint. We'll be reviewing it later on the new Alfaker 40-inch light hookah. So to get started, it looks like all the other Tangiers tobacco that we see. It's nice and juicy. The cuts average, just like how all Tangiers are. It smells, it almost doesn't even have a mint smell to it, but more of like a peppermint. It's very, 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 very strong. It's a lot different than actually the regular mint that Tangiers makes, but it is an awesome smell, and it's acclimated right. This is actually Lucid, so how I usually pack Tangiers is I use a fork, and I do kind of like I'm not afraid to cover the hole in the middle, so I'll kind of just throw a bunch on there. In the sides, I'll get all the sides around. Just keep packing it in. A little tight, not too tight, but tight enough that it's in there. So I just keep adding it till it's nice and level with the bowl is how I usually judge it by. Don't be afraid to put too much on. It's always gonna be taken off. So we're just packing here. It still has a really strong peppermint smell to it. It smells awesome, actually. So this is just a quick pack of how I do it. You can kind of see it's level with the bowl, so there's no brim above it for Lucid that I use. The hole is covered in the middle, so I'll go ahead and take some tongs. And I'm actually going to poke out the middle hole here with the tongs here, as you can see I'm doing. I'm kind of moving it around here so it opens up the middle. I'll kind of flick off a couple pieces because it's going to be too much for us. So one or two little pieces off from here. Make sure it's still kind of flat. We'll flatten it down a little again with the foil. So let me grab a quick piece of foil really quick, and I'll show you how. Don't be afraid to have it on the extras on the outside, but I usually take my foil, shiny side down, push it on there. I give it a nice push on, so it's tight. I pull it off, and then I'll put it right back on again and pull it down. And actually just rip the foil, so we'll do it again. Should already be tight on there, so just a nice push down. Tighten it like this. Holes are the next thing. Let me actually grab my tongs, which aren't here, but I'll go ahead and use this poker. More holes equal less heat. Less holes equals more heat. So the way I do it is with Tangiers is I poke usually all the way to the bottom. These are some big holes that I'm making, but you'll get the idea for it. I'll show you how I poke. At Eric's Lounge, he actually uses about 100 holes on one of his largest, so I'm not going to use as many as that because I'll be using 3 holes, as he would say to use like 1 to 1.5. But you can kind of see I'm just going around in circles, a little close to each other, big holes, all the way to the bottom if you can. It'll get all the flavor and the juices all the way down there for the heat, so you get the best smoke experience. These holes are actually a lot bigger than I usually use, so we'll see how this goes today. Don't be afraid to put holes in the middle. There's nothing wrong with that. Give you better airflow, help burn it better, and give you better smoke. So this is an average pack for me of how my holes would look. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to have some holes on there. It's burning your Shisha, and that's all you need. So later we'll show you how it smokes in our new Alfaker hookah. So thanks for looking.
What's up, Hookah Pro members? This is CJ Hopkins. This is Annual over here. We're going to do a Shisha review on Ubermint Lucid Tangiers.
It's actually hitting awesome right now. Earlier I showed you the video of how I packed it. We got the same holes. We got 3 chronic hookah natural coals on there. Using all 3 actually, so getting great clouds, no harshness, good thick smoke. It's hitting actually really good right now, and I can taste pretty good peppermint right now.
It's actually more peppermint than mint usually.
It's a nice, easy pull. It's not harsh. The bowl is packed actually one of the best I've packed, so it's actually really good right now. Give it a try.
Yeah, it's really light, really It's not the same consistency as the OG line. It's really, really easy to pull and really easy to let go all your air. I taste a lot more peppermint than mint though.
A lot more peppermint?
A lot.
Yeah.
Should be a peppermint, but I mean, even getting the taste a little off, it's really, really, really good flavoring.
It's a nice change from all the mints that we usually have. We've had some miso, we've had some alpaca mint. I mean, the AF mint it's a real great mint, awesome with mixing and by itself, but that's really minty. And then miso we consider like spearminty. This is like a nice change from the mint categories. It's more peppermint. Like no other really shisha's got a peppermint flavor that I know. There's some like candy cane that Fantasia makes, which is some but this is the great Tangiers that you've all heard of, and this is the Ubermint, which actually we had to drive to his Eric's Lounge and pick it up from. It's only exclusive at his lounge for walk-in customers. So, how's the cloud size though?
Cloud sizes are really good. We've been smoking for about 5 minutes.
Haven't moved the coals once actually yet, so it's, I mean, a little bit of maintenance, and you can see the good cloud size we got.
Very, very, very good actually. I'd give it a, what would you give it?
I'd almost give it like an 8. I don't want to give it too high because I had intentions of being an actual like a mint, like a stronger than like a miso, but I am still very happy with the flavor. It's always like Tangiers, it smokes awesome for me. And
we live in Arizona, so to acclimate it, we don't really use OG because it's a pain in the ass, so we always use a Lucid line. Lucid line's always done really well for us. I don't know, if it would have went more of a peppermint flavoring, I would probably give it like an 8.5 or a 9, but since it is considered mint, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 or an 8, but still a really, really strong flavor though. It's really, really good. Clears out the sinuses. Doesn't really give you that spark like miso mint. It's not too strong. So I'd give it a really, really solid 8. Very good. Okay, this has been CJ Hopkins and Annual from Hookah Pro. See you later, guys.
take care.